Hello, Wrexham fans. How's it going? Get ready, because today's news is one that will make fans stop in their tracks. Wrexham is about to sign a true Premier League icon, and the best part, for free. Can you imagine? Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to tell you all the details about this possible signing and, of course, what it could mean for our team. But first, subscribe to the channel, like it and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything about the Red Dragons. Now, let's get to the video. Guys, the story of Wrexham is simply unbelievable. A team that spent years stuck in the National League, with no prospects of promotion, and now, look where we've come. Just one step away from promotion to the Premier League. Everything started to change when Reynolds and McElhenney bought the club. Not only did they bring worldwide visibility with the documentary Welcome to Wrexham, but they also changed Wrexham on the pitch. Phil Parkinson arrived, players like Paul Mullen, Elliot Lee and Ollie Palmer pulled on the shirt, and the club just took off. 3 consecutive promotions. This isn't just football, this is cinema, but in real life. Back in the beginning, when Reynolds said he wanted to take Wrexham to the Premier League, guess what happened? They laughed. Some journalists laughed, some players doubted it. But guess what? Today we are one step closer to proving him right. In Ryan's own words, "I said we would take the team to the Premier League, and everyone laughed. But now, no one is laughing anymore." And it's not just about football. Ryan and Rob always highlight what Wrexham represents. It's not just a club. It's a community, a city with soul, with heart, and with a dressing room that plays for something bigger than 3 points. But the challenge now is the biggest of all, the Championship. One of the toughest leagues in the world. Expectations are high, but the mission is clear, to consolidate the team in the division and, who knows, dream bigger. Is it unlikely to go straight up? Maybe. But impossible? No way. Especially with the spirit this team has. Reynolds and Rob's ambition, combined with the fans' passion, is the fuel Wrexham needs to keep surprising. And now, Wrexham fans, hold on tight, because the summer at the racecourse is being full of bold changes. The club is not only hiring, it is also making tough decisions. And look, not even the idols have escaped. Wrexham have already brought in Ryan Hardy, straight from Plymouth Argyle, an experienced striker who is here to add a lot to this new phase in the Championship. But along with reinforcements, there are also farewells. And one of them is touching the hearts of the fans. Stephen Fletcher has already left the club for good. And what about Paul Mullen? Well, the Wrexham legend is about to be loaned to Wigan Athletic. That's right, after a difficult season and with little time on the field, Mullen is set to wear another shirt in 2025 and 2026. But don't worry, because this loan could be exactly what he needs. Wigan could be the perfect stage for Mullen to find his good form again. And do you know what's even more exciting? That's what Ryan Hardy has said about Wigan manager Ryan Lowe. According to him, Lowe is the kind of coach that strikers are best suited to. And as a former centre-forward, he knows exactly how to get the best out of his attacking players. Back in 2021, Hardy spoke openly about how he has improved under Lowe at Plymouth. He said he felt his departure was a personal loss, and that his style of play and ideas were helping him a lot. So if Mullen needed a good place to find his best form again, perhaps he has found the right place. And look, even with all that, nothing is completely over for Mullen and Wrexham. Despite last season leaving him on the bench, there is still room to dream of a return. If he has a solid season at Wigan, scores goals, stays healthy, who knows? Phil Parkinson may well reconsider and open the door for the star again in 2026 and 2027. And now, Wrexham fans, get ready, because this story will move you. Have you ever heard of the chemotherapy ninja? That's the affectionate nickname for Syrian, a 9-year-old warrior who faced leukemia with incredible strength. She was diagnosed at the age of 7 and, after 2 years of hard work, rang the bell to end her treatment a few months ago. And look, this little giant is a Wrexham fan. But there's more. Syrian wrote a beautiful letter, handwritten, to none other than Rob McElhenney, our co-owner, telling her story of overcoming and making a very special request. Syrian discovered that Rob has a close connection with one of her favorite bands, Imagine Dragons, and decided to take a chance and ask for a little favor. What she probably didn't expect was all that would come in return. The Wrexham AFC Foundation saw the letter and quickly responded with an incredible invitation. Syrian was invited to be the official mascot for the match against Bristol Rovers at Stoke Caerras. And of course, Rob McElhenney wasted no time in sending her a video message directly. And here's what he said. "I heard you rang the bell to end your treatment. Congratulations. That's incredible. And I heard you're a red belt in Taekwondo. I think you're tougher than me, and definitely tougher than Ryan." But the gift didn't stop there. In addition to walking hand in hand with defender Ewan O'Connell on the pitch, Syrian and her family were invited to the club's owner's box. Yes, they were personally welcomed by Rob McElhenney himself. And remember the request about Imagine Dragons? Well, Rob organized a special video of the band just for her. It was the icing on the cake on a day that Syrian will never forget. Stories like Syrian's are proof that football is much more than a game. It's emotion, it's connection, it's turning pain into joy, and no one does it like Wrexham. And to end today's video on a high note, keep an eye on this possibility that's been circulating behind the scenes at Wrexham. With the 2025 and 2026 championship seasons approaching, the team is still going strong in the transfer market, and look, there's a big reinforcement in the pipeline. Everyone knows that the attacking sector is the top priority at the moment. Wrexham have already brought in Ryan Hardy, formerly of Plymouth Argyle, who arrives with high hopes. But he shouldn't be the only new striker to wear the Red Dragons shirt this summer. After all, Paul Mullen is packing his bags for Wigan, and Stephen Fletcher has officially left the club. With that, Phil Parkinson needs to replace these players, and better yet, take the opportunity to improve the level of the squad. And look at the name that's on the radar, Andy Carroll. That's right, the big striker who has already shown for Liverpool and Newcastle United is on the transfer market and could come to Wrexham for free. Can you imagine Carroll at the racecourse ground? At 1.93 m tall and with an incredible physical presence, he would be a powerful weapon coming off the bench, just like Parkinson liked to use Stephen Fletcher in the final stretch of matches. In fact, anyone who watched Wrexham's games last season knows that the team struggled in the final minutes of several matches. Having someone like Carroll to come on in those moments and cause chaos in the defense would be a huge advantage. And here's a detail that might excite you even more. Andy Carroll is not motivated by money. In his recent spells at clubs like Bordeaux, Reading, and even Newcastle, he accepted contracts with low amounts or with payment per game. In other words, even though he's a guy with 248 games and 54 goals in the Premier League alone, he could accept playing for Wrexham because of the project, the passion, and the opportunity to make history. He doesn't need to be an absolute starter, but having a name like that in the squad, with experience in the Premier League and Championship, is something that weighs heavily on the dressing room and helps a lot in a long and difficult championship like the one that's coming up. And now, I want to hear from you. Andy Carroll at Wrexham, do you approve? Would he be a good replacement for Fletcher? Or should the club look for someone younger? Comment below with your opinion, like if you like the idea, and, of course, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with everything Wrexham AFC. Until next time.